with some life-saving information this morning. Nearly half of Americans say they cannot do CPR, according to a recent survey from the Ohio State University. This survey also reveals the majority of us don't know how to stop serious bleeding, and more than 40% can't help somebody who's choking. So we thought, let's call the doctor. Dr. John Torres, NBC News medical contributor here. We're going to have a crash course. First of all, are you surprised by those results?
You know, I'm not terribly surprised because I think people do a couple things. One, they think, oh my gosh, I'm going to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
You're actually going to help them. That's the important thing. And
Like, what if I do it wrong?
Right, and the other one, that's the main thing. What if I do it wrong? You know, I don't want to mess it
So
up.
what's the answer?
So the answer is just do it.
Okay.
Because you are the thing that's going to save their life, and that's the most important thing. So the very first thing you want to do, we're talking about CPR.
Yes.
Hands-only CPR. And the reason the American Heart Association did this and the Red Cross is because people were hesitant to do CPR because they were hesitant to do that mouth-to-mouth and do all the intricate moves you need
Fair
to
enough.
do. So they're like, just press on the chest.
And that's good enough?
It's good enough. There's blood there's oxygen in the blood. We just need to move it around so you become the heart. And here's
Okay.
how you do this. Basically, first thing is just to make sure they're unconscious. Are you okay? And what they say is, if they're unconscious, just start it, regardless of what you think. Right in the
If he
middle.
says I'm okay, then don't do it?
If they're saying I'm fine, I'm just
All right.
resting, don't do it.
Okay.
So right in the middle of the chest.
You should still,
Just keep
you
going.
should still
Just
proceed.
think, what if he's not well, but he
Fine.
says he's okay? All right, sorry, go ahead. It's a dumb question. I admit it.
No question.
Admit it.
Right in the middle of the chest, just put your palm, your wrist in there.
Yeah.
Lock your fingers in and then just press.
Now, if I'm a lefty, should I do my lefty?
Either
palm
one, whatever
first?
works for you. 100
Okay.
beats a minute, and just press right in the middle of the
Okay,
chest.
now how deep? Because I'm not.
1.5 to 2 inches deep is what you want to do.
That's hard.
The other thing is, when you're starting, call someone else
Are
and
you
say,
okay?
hey, get somebody to call 911,
Yes.
get an AED if you can, and then just wait.
Is this
For
the right
first few
pace? They say
it's
do it to staying alive?
Staying alive. There's a variety of songs you can do it to. The most important thing is just to go ahead and do that.
Are you all right?
You are saving a life. Again, you are becoming.
Yeah, how long?
You do it until the ambulance arrives
Oh,
or
God.
until they wake up.
Okay,
Which
okay.
they're probably not going to. It's probably the ambulance arriving more than anything.
Okay.
That was good.
That's the important
Thank
thing.
That was
you.
good. Nice
You did
job.
great.
Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get on with someone who's bleeding. So you see someone with a deep cut, big cut, you want to do something to stop it.
And, this is not unusual. In the
Yeah.
emergency room, we see people come in all the time, and they're bleeding, and the blood's just dripping out. Blood is obviously important, so you want to stop it. Direct pressure is your friend. If you can get any kind of gauze or large Band-Aid, great to use, but if not, just use clean cloths. And the main thing you want to do, let's say it's on your arm. These are big cuts. Just take this and put it on there.
How
Direct
tight are you
pressure
holding it? Right
until
on
the
there?
bleeding stops. Just right
Okay.
there and just
Hold
squeeze
it.
and squeeze and
Okay,
squeeze.
what if you only have like paper towels or you have a t-shirt that's not clean?
You
or
don't
you're
want to
wearing
use
it?
paper towels. You don't want to use toilet paper or Kleenex because it is going to get in the wound
Okay.
and then we have to clean it out.
Okay.
So just try and use something. If you have to take your socks off, use those, whatever. Clean is better.
And
but
how long
anything,
are you applying this kind of
until
pressure?
it stops bleeding. So more than likely, you're going to have to apply and then wrap this and then get them to the emergency room if they're bleeding enough.
And how big of a cut are you talking about? Like,
We're talking cuts that are gaping,
Oh.
cuts that the bleeding won't stop, or specific cuts that you can see things inside, like the tendons or the bones. The other thing is, if you end up seeing blood coming through, soaking
Yeah.
through this,
Get another
don't take this off.
Oh.
Don't look and peek and see if it's bleeding
Oh,
stops.
that's
'cause
good.
You'll pull the scab off.
so leave it on,
Leave it
add
on,
more
right.
stuff.
Just add something else to it. And just keep adding things to it, holding that direct
but
pressure.
don't take off the first layer.
If you can get it above their heart,
Oh.
that'll help too. And just go ahead and do that.
Okay, all good. That was good advice.
right,
Thanks,
All right.
Dr. Torres.
You
Let's
bet.
come on down. Let's move on to what to do when someone's choking. You say that if you see someone's two hands clutching their throat, that's the international sign.
That is the international sign for choking, but not everybody does that. Some people, I call it the table clearing method of where they're just, and just ask them, are you choking? They're going to say, I am
Okay.
choking. If they are, what you want to do is turn them around. It's called the Heimlich maneuver.
Okay,
And it's
you're
abdominal
going to use a
thrust.
real dummy for this, huh? Instead of
So it's hard to tell exactly where to go. You want to go right underneath what's called the xiphoid process, in that soft part. One tip, put your pinky knuckle in their belly button and then just roll
roll
up.
up.
And then roll up, thumb down,
Oh.
get behind them, go ahead and put
Pinky knuckle.
one hand in there,
Okay.
in the fist form, another hand here, and then you want to go in and up. And so just in and up as hard as you can,
Okay.
about 6 to 10 times.
as
Until
hard as you can.
as hard as you can. Well, not so hard that you're breaking things,
Right.
but just hard enough to get that out there. So
And how long do you do the
you want to you're going to do it essentially
Stay
until they either comes out or they go unconscious. If they go unconscious, lay them down gently
Okay.
and perform CPR. The other thing is we used to teach to do what we call blind sweeps of the mouth. You go in the mouth, you look for a piece of food, and you just kind of sweep your finger in there
Yeah.
to see if you find it. We
Don't
don't
do
want
that.
you to do that anymore because you might push it in further.
Oh.
If you see the food in there, go ahead and pull it out.
And does it matter if the person choking is a child or?
1 and above, you want to do this. Below the age of 1, you want to do essentially CPR maneuvers on them.
Dumb question. Can you Heimlich yourself?
You can Heimlich yourself. Chairs work really well. You can just bend over a chair and just
Over a chair.
over a chair and do it, and you'll be amazed at how much it just pops out.
Okay.
We just learned a lot.
It did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
You bet.
Mr. Roker,